So we've been through protein for post-workout recovery nutrition, and now we're going to go through carbohydrates for post-workout recovery. So once we've completed our session, we've most likely depleted our glycogen stores, which is our stored carbohydrates. So we've used them through that session, and now they are depleted. So if we were to go straight into another session, performance would probably take a bit of a dive because we've not got those stored glycogen, those stored carbohydrates there to be utilized. Okay. There's a window post-workout, just like for the protein, there's a window post-workout of up to 4 hours where our body is best to absorb those carbohydrates and restore them as glycogen. So ideally, anywhere up to 4 hours post-workout is ideal for restoring those glycogen stores by consuming carbohydrates. How much carbs should we consume in this window? Well, anywhere from 1 to 1.2 grams per kilo of body weight per hour is recommended for up to the first 4 hours. So for me, 100 kilos, that would be 100 grams each hour for the first 4 hours. And that would replenish my glycogen, ideally, ready for the next session. Now, you may be thinking, well, what if I'm not training straight after? Okay, maybe you've done your session at 8 a.m. and your next session isn't for another 24 to 48 hours post-session. Okay, so you've got plenty of time there to consume carbohydrates and replenish your glycogen ready for that next session just by consuming it gradually over the next 24 hours, for example. Yes, that would work. However, when we've completed our session, our body really wants to replenish those glycogen stores. And what can happen is when we consume protein post-workout, if we just consume protein on its own, then some of that protein could get used to turn into glucose and then basically replenish our glycogen stores. And what we don't want to do is allow that protein to be used for anything other than what we really want it to be used for, which is rebuilding that muscle tissue and recovery. So by consuming carbohydrates straight after our session, our carbs will be used to replenish our glycogen, and our protein will be spared to do its own job. So yes, we might not be training and doing another session for another 48 hours. You might be thinking, well, why should I go straight into consuming carbs post-session? But it's so that we can spare the protein that we've consumed. So that protein just gets used for what it should be used for. So carbs and protein post-session, super important for aiding recovery.